Hi, dear children. Welcome to Social Science online class. Today, we will discuss about the second part of 8th standard geography chapter, lithosphere. In the first part, we have studied the interior and composition of Earth and different types of rocks. Today, in this part, we will learn about the forces of the earth that changes the face of the earth. We find that the face of the earth change frequently. There are especially two reasons or forces that change the face of the earth. They are internal forces and external forces. At first, let us learn about the internal forces of the earth that change the earth crust. The forces which originate inside the earth crust and influence the surface features of the earth is called internal forces. Volcanoes and earthquakes are the main internal forces that change earth crust. The internal forces are also called endogenic forces. Volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or narrow opening in the earth crust connected by a pipe into an underlying magma chamber through which magma, rock fragments, lava, ash, steam, flames and other gases are emitted from the interior of the earth. They are the sudden and abrupt explosions of solid, liquid and gaseous materials from the interior of the earth. In the interior of the earth, the temperature is high and the rocks are in the molten condition. This molten material is called magma. The magma comes out with great forces when there is pressure from below and there is weakness in the earth crust. A passage in which the earth crust through which magma and other volcanic materials are ejected is called vent. The funnel-shaped hollow at the top of the cone of a volcano is called crater. A large basin-shaped crater bounded by steep sides is known as caldera. Types of volcanoes. On the basis of the frequency of eruption, volcanoes are classified into three types. They are active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, and extinct volcanoes. active volcanoes. Volcanoes which constantly eject lava, gases, and ashes are known as active volcanoes. There are about 600 active volcanoes in the world. The important active volcanoes are Mount Stromboli and Mount Etna in Italy, St. Helena in USA, Mauna Loa in Hawaiian Island, Pinatubo in Philippines. Dormant volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes are those which have erupted in the past and are likely to erupt again but have remained inactive for fairly long period of time. Mount Vesuvian in Italy, Mount Fujiyama in Japan, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Mount Krakatoa in Indonesia are the best example for dormant volcanoes. Extinct volcanoes. Extinct volcanoes are those which were active in the remote geological period. These volcanoes are not likely to be active once again. Ngorongoro in Tanzania, Arthur Seat in Scotland are the best example for extinct volcano. The materials ejecting out from the volcanoes are three types. They are solid materials, liquid materials, and gaseous materials. Distribution of volcanoes. Volcanoes occur in many regions of the world, including islands, young mountain ranges, and plateaus of the continents. Most important volcanic regions are the Circum-Pacific Belt or Pacific Ring of Fire. They are found coastal margins of the Pacific Ocean consisting of Philippines, Japan, USA, Central America and South America. Mid-Atlantic Belt. It consists Iceland and West Indies. Mid-Continental Belt. They are the places of Italy, Spain, France, Greece and Turkey. Important islands. Hawaii and Indonesia. Earthquake. Earthquakes are the second important internal forces that change the face of Earth crust. Earthquake is a shock or a series of shocks or tremors due to a sudden movement of the crustal rocks generated within the crust or mantle. It is a sudden and violent movement or fracture within the earth crust followed by a series of shocks. The movement is sudden and abrupt and short-lived, but they causes a lot of damage. The point of origin of the earthquake in the earth crust is called seismic focus or hypocenter. The point on the earth surface vertically above the seismic focus is called the epicenter. The scientific study of the earthquake is called seismology. The origin, time, velocity and direction of the seismic waves are recorded by an instrument known as a seismograph.
We know that earthquakes cause tremors on the earth. The tremors produce waves on the surface of the earth. These are called seismic waves. Seismic waves are recorded by an instrument called the seismograph. The instrument is simply a vibrating rod or a pendulum, which starts vibrating when tremors occur. A pen or a marker is attached to the vibrating system. The pen records the seismic waves on a paper which moves under it. Trigger a mock earthquake on the table to see the seismograph in action. We can see that the pendulum tip records the earthquake on a graph sheet. In this activity, we have seen the recording of seismic waves caused by earthquakes.
Causes of the earthquake. Now, let us see the reasons for earthquake. Plate tectonics. The earth crust consists of many major and minor plates. These plates are not stationary. These plates move very slowly due to the pressure and temperature of the earth. The plate boundaries are dynamic places and are the primary location of earthquake activity. Volcanic eruption. Volcanic eruptions lead to earthquake. Volcanic earthquakes are caused by gas explosions. Faulting. A fault consists of a fracture in the rock along with a great deal of displacement take place. Earthquakes occur when movement of plates take place along a line of fracture. Man-made factors. Over interaction of man with nature is also one of the main cause of the occurrence of many of the earthquakes. The extraction of minerals, deep underground mining, huge dams and reservoirs, and nuclear test lead to earthquake. Earthquake waves. The earthquake or seismic waves originate in the seismic focus. and travel towards the epicenter in ripples or concentric circles. The three important earthquake waves are primary waves. Primary waves are also known as longitudinal or compressional waves. These are the fastest earthquake waves and the first waves to reach the surface. They can pass through solid, liquid and gaseous matters. Secondary waves. Secondary waves are also known as transverse or distortional waves. These waves cannot pass through liquids. They reach the epicenter after the primary waves. Surface waves. Surface waves are also called long waves. They are the slowest earthquake waves but are responsible for the highest destruction on the surface of the earth. The earthquakes are very dangerous and destructive. They cause large scale death, loss to property, landslides, flash flood, damage to bridge, roads, railway lines. Richer scale is used to record the magnitude and intensity of earthquake. Tsunami. Tsunami is a large sea wave occasionally experienced along the coast of Japan and in other regions caused by an underwater earthquake. In Japanese language, tsunami means harbor waves. Distribution of earthquake. The Circum-Pacific Belt. It belongs to the regions around the Pacific Oceans. It consists of places like New Zealand, Philippines, Japan, and USA. The Mediterranean Belt. This belt consists of regions around the Mediterranean Sea. The Himalayan Belt. The Himalayan Belt are the regions of the Sivallik regions of our country.